Carolina State currently stands second in the MEAC conference. The last time these two teams met was in January, where the Hornets of Delaware State beat the Bulldogs of South Carolina State at the buzzer, 76-75 victory. The Philadelphia native, 6'8", Kasim Watson led all scorers with 23 points, including a buzzer beater at the end to lift his team to victory. And Delaware State
opens up on offense, looking to rebound from that loss in Norfolk on this past Monday. Delaware State is in a tie for third place with Morgan State Bears right now. South Carolina State is in a tie for second place. So this is a battle of two of the top three teams in the conference.
As Kasim Watson comes out with the quick pull-up J. Kasim Watson has been playing exceptionally well.
He's been a welcome addition to the lineup this season, and he's just steady play and improving each game.
Kasim Watson comes into the game averaging 15.7 points, which ranks him 8th in the MEAC. What's amazing, Jason, is that on Delaware State they have 3 of the top scorers in the MEAC. They also have 3 top 10 rebounders in the MEAC as well.
Yeah, it's amazing. I want to say Robert Smith is at 16.8. Martez Robinson's right at 16.
Yes.
And then you have Watson at 15. So
yes.
you have three starters over 15 points a game. That's going to win you a lot of games in any conference.
3 of the top 10 scorers in the MEAC, making up more than half of the team's averaging, which is 77 points per game. Looking for an answer.
Tenebay goes to the cup, but misses at the rim.
Watson.
The outlet to Watson. Robinson directing traffic. Back out to Smith. Smith with a quick cross. Resets. Smith pulls the 3. Rebound by Newton.
As Newton tries to attempt and get it to go.
Ball stays with the Hornets.
Watson comes on very tight on that screen, able to find himself open as he has now 4.
Hornets trap Dubinsky, but the foul is called.
It tends to seem at certain different times of the game, you have one player getting off hot. Right now, Watson is Kasim Watson's the one that's starting everything off, and it's interesting to see how Martez and then Smith starts to respond.
Yeah, I think that for the Hornets to win this game today, the top 3 scorers had to be equally hot or equally consistent with their scoring. You can't have scoring laws and droughts.
There's a foul on the floor.
And if you're Robinson, you want to stay out of foul trouble. The last game against Norfolk State, fell out of the game with about 13 minutes left in the second half. He was leading scorer when he went out of the game at 17. So for Robinson, you want to stay aggressive on both ends, but you want to play smart, stay out of foul trouble, because your team will need you to score and distribute as the game goes on.
Newton tried to jump and pass. Turned the ball over.
Dubinsky for 3, misses.
No good.
Rebound
picked up by
to Newton.
Martez screams for the ball as he comes off tight off the pick and roll. Good hands as there he was stripped in the lane. There's a travel on the floor.
Travel by Jones.
The 6'11" sophomore forward from Houston, Texas, comes into the game averaging 13 points per game, which brings him 13th in the MEAC in scoring.
We got substitutions for South Carolina State. We got number 55, Everett Davion, and number 3, Michael Teal, into the game for the Bulldogs.
Michael Till with his aggressive defense on Robert Smith. Was able to get him to turn it over.
Smith was a little loose with the ball, but he's looking to bounce back. He had a great second half of the game against Norfolk State, but the first half he went completely cold from the floor. So I know that he wants to probably start a little bit better than what that play indicated, but Delaware State is still hanging tough early with the Bulldogs.
Shot good by Tinabe. That's typically the opposite. Usually Robert Smith starts off really hot, and then Martez heats up in the second half. Watson with the hesitation pull-up. Short.
That is his sweet spot, so I'm surprised it's a miss.
Picked up by Mitchell Till.
Right. Tinabe with the giveaway to Smith. Robinson brings the ball up. Looking for the screen set by Newton. Robinson drives all the way to the hole and one.
With a strong left hand kiss off the glass. He will get to the free throw line for a chance of a three-point play.
And like I said, right now, Robinson at the free throw line for the old-fashioned three-point play, as I like to call it. I'm hoping he'll get a quick start. And Robinson switches that in, giving Delaware State a 5-point lead, 7-2. 15 minutes left in the first half.
Taylor's looking for the... That's Till gives it.
Taylor for three, cutting the lead down to 2. Delaware State 7, Buckeye State 5. Nice. Smith open in the corner for 3.
From Robinson as Smith connects.
And if you're Delaware State, and particularly if you're Smith, that's what we'd like to see. Early offense and seeing the ball go through early in the game. And I'm sorry, that was a 2, folks. They put it in the line, so the score is 9-5.
Nice spin in the lane. Taylor. Too hard by McCarty. As Robinson brings it down. There seems to be a lot of pick and roll action from Delaware State.
Yeah, I think you have to figure out which offense you're going to run. So I think starting out the game, that might be the best for them. I don't think they're probably going to more of a free-flowing as it goes on, but pick and roll seems to be working thus far. South Carolina State is a bigger team on the defensive end, so kind of trying to get the mismatch to the smaller guy to get the easier score, if you will. Watson inbounds the ball to Smith. Smith gets around the double team in the corner for Robinson. Robinson misses a 3. Rebound by Newton. Newton goes back up strong, but out of bounds. Or no, travel on Newton. Ball back to South Carolina State. Taylor brings it up court and is fouled by Smith of Delaware State.
Taylor Swift, Mitchell Taylor, the 6'3" sophomore guard.
Johnson up the drive pass. The screen set by Everett. Johnson stuck in the 12 corner and in the travel. The theme of the day is forcing turnovers. Both Delaware State teams.
We've
theme
seen
of the day
it.
is turnovers.
Exactly. We've seen it first from the women's team, and now we're seeing it from the men's team with Delaware State as well. Nice floater in the lane by Martez Robinson. He was able to connect. As Johnson brings it up, he sees a trap, tries to avoid it. Mitchell Taylor.
Taylor looks stuck. Pass the ball out to Johnson.
Mitchell Taylor's calling for the ball.
Great steal.
That's one thing Robert Smith does really well, in addition to getting his hands on loose balls and getting into the passing lanes. He's very acrobatic when it comes around.
All right, we are back in play. Watson will inbound the ball on the South Carolina State bench. Watson inbounds to Smith. Smith takes two, passes the ball to Newton. Newton drives. He gets stuck as well. Double dribble as he started and stopped and began to dribble again. You can't do that at any level of basketball, so that will be a call every time.
Johnson brings it up.
All right, Johnson breaks the trap.
What I find interesting is that for Delaware State, even with Kasim Watson being 6'8", he's still able to guard anyone on a perimeter.
Yeah, I think that's the good thing about Delaware State's team. The last couple of seasons, actually, they've been able to have very versatile defenders. No matter their height, they can guard pretty much 1 through 4, some of them 1 through 5. And I think that's showing dividends all season long for the Hornets. And Watson has very good lateral quickness, moving side to side, so he can slide his feet, stay in front of folks, and it's proven out to be a special treat for his offensive game as well, because it just enhances what he does on the offensive end with him playing as some defense as well.
Drayton Jones finds himself at the free throw line, the 6'11" sophomore forward from Houston, Texas. Shooting at 63% from the free throw line. At 63%, he's actually ranked 10th in the MEAC.
Yeah, and
in free throw percentage.
And from my notes, it looks like Drayton Jones actually played at the Oak Hill Academy.
Oh, wow.
Yes, Oak Hill Academy. So it looks like South Carolina State got a good one there.
Oak Hill Academy, the infamous. Who was one of the top guards coming from Oak Hill? Is that the slam dunk by Drayton?
Top guards from Oak Hill all time or currently? I mean,
no,
you gotta mention names like Rondo was a great guard at Oak Hill. Melo played for Oak Hill. You got Kevin Durant.
Right.
Oak Hill's been a basketball powerhouse since probably about the mid-'70s, early '80s. So
Brandon Jennings played there as well, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
Yes, he did.
So,
Shout out to Brandon Jennings, man, the first Under Armour sponsored athlete. Headquarters also in my hometown of Baltimore, Maryland.
Robert Smith looking for an answer. Kasim Watson brings up Newton, ignores the screen. 15-footer, too strong. Picked up by Johnson. Shot rimmed in and out. South Carolina State tried to get it to go.
Couple of misses at the rim, but the ball ends up bounced back in the hands of Delaware State.
You see both teams are pressing. Robert Smith all the way down. Kiss it off the glass. Couldn't get it to go, but Kasim Watson was there.
For the cleanup. Yes. Watson there for 2 with the cleanup. Delaware State 13, South Carolina State 9.
Battle between the number 2 versus the number 3. In the MEAC, McKenzie. Too strong. Picked up by Robinson, who's averaging 6.5 rebounds per game, which ranks him 3rd in the MEAC. You mentioned earlier, Jason, that that Robinson is averaging more rebounds than the big. Back with more men's basketball. Delaware State leads South Carolina State 13-9, 11:38 remaining in the first half. But before we went on for break, we were talking about how Martez is literally number 1 on his team in rebounding and 3rd ranked in the MEAC in rebounding.
As a guard.
As a guard.
So, I mean, I think that's a telling sign, but it's also a great sign that you have a good rebounding guard. There have been a lot of great guards in history who are good at rebounding along with scoring. In the NBA, I think of a player like Jason Kidd, who can do everything. He can rebound, he can score. Of course, obviously, a great assist guy. And a modern-day player, you look at a player like LaMelo Ball, who averages a decent amount of rebounds per game along with scoring and assisting. So Martez is definitely an all-around player for the Hornets. As Newton drives the ball inside, looking for someone to get open, he finds Smith on the cut, and Smith is rewarded by getting fouled and going to the line, shooting 2.
The 6'4" senior guard from Philadelphia, PA, Robert Smith, 70% free throw shooter.
So I have a question for you. How do you feel about the changing of the guard, essentially from Robinson being the team's leading scorer last year to Smith being leading scorer this year? If you were in that position, what would you make of that?
If I was in Robinson's position?
Yeah.
I'll make sure that I start coming out the gate snapping. I think Martez, it speaks to his humility. I think that he could be a bit passive-aggressive at times. I think he starts off pretty slow at times, but he's always going to find himself contributing in so many ways. You know, as we see here, he is still averaging 16 points per game. He's making up in so many ways, whether it's rebounding and scoring. Obviously, with Robert Smith coming in and now being the leading scorer, it helps them. I don't think that he's looking at it from more of a competition. I don't think he's looking at it from that. I think he sees it as, you know, we need many people to step up. And with Robert Smith stepping up, it allows Martez to let the game come to him. And as we almost seen the acrobatic play by Robert Smith. But I think it just kind of speaks volume to who Martez is.
Yeah,
a very unselfish
I think
player.
it speaks to his leadership, but also things to him having help. You know,
Yeah.
you don't want to be the one guy who has to do everything all the time. So I think it's taking a lot of pressure on him. And like you said, he can focus on his rebounding, but he also leads the team in steals with 1.5 steals per game, which is the point to say he's top half of the MEAC in steals as well per game.
So although with Robert Smith leading the team in points, even in assists at the same time, you know, it's Martez still finds himself shining at the end of the day. You know, it all will work out. Whether it's Smith having a hot hand, whether it's Robertson, or even now with Kasim Watson, like you said, you won at least 3 or 4 players in double digits because it helps you as a team. Who do you stop? Who can you key on? As we see James coming in, the freshman, he's been seeing a lot more minutes lately.
Yes, he has, but he's not a scorer. He's more of your traditional pass-first point guard and plays solid defense. So sometimes you need that change of pace.
That's one thing that's there. Waterman loves. That's one of the things that he keys on with James coming into the game. He considers him, even though he is a freshman, a leader, and he helps facilitate and execute plays. Too strong by Tinabe.
Yeah, James is a great field general, floor general, if you will. He likes to make sure everybody gets in their spots. He's very, very cerebral player. Puts people in the right positions for the best shot. So he definitely does a change of pace, and he's probably the purest passer on the team.
Yes. He started to see a lot more minutes on the first time playing Howard. And now he's one of the key players coming off the bench.
All right, Watson curls the rebound. He gives the ball to James. But as we said, steady floor general sets up the offense here.
Summersville.
Somerville in the game. See, I called it. You got in the game already, early. All right, and Somerville is a great pick and pop center who can also score in the low post. Have to shoot the ball. No time left on the clock.
Almost a shot clock violation.
Yes.
Almost.
I think you have to throw this ball towards the rim right now for a tip. Or let's see how the Hornets decide to operate this play with 1 second left on the shot clock.
Delaware State 17, South Carolina State 9, 9:33 remaining in the first half. Shot clock violation as the possession arrow will go to South Carolina State.
I think if you're Delaware State, you have to slow it back down and run your half-court set, get a few passes, at least 3 or 4 touches every play before you take a shot to make sure that you're not getting rattled because you are up, but you also want to establish your dominance on the offensive end. As you know, Delaware State is a great defensive team based on their numbers throughout the season.
Delaware State comes into the game shooting about 45% from the field.
On cue, Watson with the steal and the layup.
Watson uses his body extremely well as he goes downhill, absorbs the contact, finishes at the rim, and has a chance for a 3-point play as he will find himself at the charity stripe.
I would say if Robinson and Smith are our pace setters, Watson is probably the most exciting player to watch on the Delaware State basketball team. Is he can do a little bit of what these guys do, but he has the height to make it look a little bit sweeter when he does it.
Shot no good. He reminds me a little bit of KD. What do you think?
I can see that.
A little bit of KD.
I would say in recent memory, Imani Bates.
Oh, wow.
I think they look similar too. So a similar game, inside out, kind of lanky, can score from everywhere.
That's one thing that Stan Waterman loves about Kasim Watson, how he extends the floor, and it makes it easier and it opens up the floor for guards like Martez Robinson and Smith to attack. A touch foul by Robinson. A few words exchanged. With Mitchell Taylor.
Stoppage in play for the foul call here. First half is moving by fairly quickly, I would say. Tinabay at the rim and misses, but gets it back and gets hammered. They go to the line, shooting 2.
We have Robinson, we have Kasim Watson, we even have Robert Smith, and if you see now, even in this contest right like currently, Smith has 6, Watson has 8, and Robinson has 5. They're the only players on Delaware State that is on the board. So I see that Delaware State is going to their go-to players, which is working well for them.
And after the refs convened, it was deemed that Tinabay was at the line, so got 2 shots, and he sinks the second of those 2 shots.
As McKenzie comes in. Tinabay.
And the big bruiser comes from Delaware State, Belton. Every game I've seen him in thus far, he imposes his will on whoever his defender is in the paint. And right on cue, give the ball to Belton, and he has a nice jump hook, but he tries to pass out of the double team.
Belton's strength tends to be a problem for a lot of opponents.
I mean, he's built like a linebacker. A tall linebacker, but a linebacker, nonetheless.
Right. James tries to assist it to Belton.
Belton tends to give the Hornets a few quick minutes in short spurts every game. Intensity on defensive rebounding, but also a great post player on the offensive side.
Shot no good. by Krosky. Bodies on the floor.
Possession will stay with the Bulldogs.
Possession arrow to South Carolina State after the quick tie up on the ground there. Substitution for South Carolina State, you have Jamal Miles in the game for Krosky.
20 seconds on the shot clock. Bulldogs possession.
Dubinsky's looking to drive. Jones, he's been quiet.
He was able to draw the foul.
That's the battle of the bigs I'd like to see, but Coach Waterman is arguing for the push-offs with the elbow from Jones.
We are MEAC.
And we are back with more men's basketball as the Hornets are up by 9 with 7:50 remaining as Jones finds himself at the free throw line. Shot no good. Nice push in transition.
A lot of contact down.
Lots of contact.
No foul call.
Couldn't get it to go. McKenzie to Jones. Nice sweep through. Small little hook in the lane.
My travel on number 4, Caleb McCarty, who was checked into the game for South Carolina State. Ball back to Delaware State.
As James directs traffic. And that's exactly what South Carolina wants to do as they are pressing Delaware State, trying to get them to the traps, the corners, and trap them.
Yeah, it looks like South Carolina State has given Delaware State a taste of their own medicine.
Yes.
Forcing turnovers. Dubinsky's trying to get the ball to James, but Belton denies the entry.
Miles. With 7 minutes remaining in the first half, it still seems a bit slow. Right? I don't know if it's just their defense at both ends are just so spectacular or no one's really scoring.
I think the pace is being stopped by the amount of fouls being called right now. So no one gets to get into a good rhythm on either side. So I think it's just stoppages from the fouls impeding the flow of the game right now.
As Jones finds himself back at the free throw line. Draymond Jones, 63% free throw shooter in the MEAC.
Makes 1 of 2.
Delaware State 19, South Carolina State 12. 7 minutes remaining in the first half. South Carolina continues to stay in this press, hoping to turn Delaware State over, force a few turnovers as they did earlier. Robert Smith attacks with the left. Couldn't get it to go.
A lot of contact, so no
pushes
foul.
Down in transition as he brings it out to Taylor. As he connects. Stan Waterman doesn't seem too happy with the refs. A lot of
ahead throughout the game. But the Hornets are still holding on to a 5-point lead. The Hornets 19, Bulldogs 14.
South Carolina State comes out very aggressive on defense.
Smith looks at Coach Waterman for the call. Gets it into Watson. Watson drives to the lane. Passes to Newton.
The basket will count.
Thought I heard a smack or two with that.
Johnson to Taylor.
Johnson waves off the pick. An offensive foul against Taylor of South Carolina State. And we have a little verbal altercation here between Robinson and Taylor. The referees try to break it up.
South Carolina State, they are second in the MEAC as Delaware State is tied for third.
In other words, folks, this game matters and it really counts.
Delaware State only losing one game at home. They tend to protect the Hornets' nest pretty well. Their only loss is against Norfolk State, the preseason favorite. And there's a travel called by the refs on Newton. As you said, it's just hard to get a flow on offense. There's a lot of calls by the refs, whether it's into fouls or traveling. It's just not a lot of flow.
Yeah, the first half has been very choppy, to say the least. Hopefully we'll get a better flow on both sides as the game goes on.
Strong take by Everett as he finishes in the lane. With a lot of the pressing, it's just hard for Robert Smith as well as Martez to get into their flow of offense from the three, which you see a lot coming from Robert Smith, but it's been hard getting that from him.
And I think that's where you have your bigs come up and set screens at the free throw line and above and set down screens as the guards are driving towards the basket.
And there has been some action as far as screens up top. McKenzie. Dubinsky. Throws himself down. Try to seems like there's a lot at stake. These two teams playing number 2 versus number 3.
Yeah, you can tell it means something with the both squads and they're playing like it. Smith got extracted, calls out for the screen, set by Newton. He's trapped in the corner to Robinson. Robinson rises up. Newton turns a loose ball and gets fouled, going up at the basket with the free throw line shooting two.
Newton, the 6'5" senior forward from Philadelphia, will find himself at the charity stripe, where he only shoots at 43%. Newton comes into the game averaging 7.9 points and 5.4 rebounds, which ranks him 10th in the MEAC.
Yeah, good foul through in the first shot, so Zinder's out the window right now. It's the shooter's bounce and makes both free throws. Put the Hornets back up 5.
Johnson trying to avoid the trap. Everett attacks, kicks out to McKenzie. McKenzie. To Dubinsky for the 3.
Bulldogs climb their way back in this game, only down by 2. 3 minutes and 45 seconds left in the first half. Delaware State 23, South Carolina State 21.
Things are starting to heat up here at the Bay House Memorial Hall. Delaware State 23. South flying around.
Yeah, just a bit of testiness here, some tension going on, but when the game is this important between two of the top teams in the conference, you kind of expect this type of atmosphere, this type of stuff in the air. So as long as both teams keep it clean, I have no problem with how intense the game has been thus far.
Jump ball on the floor. So we see here that Delaware State, they're known to be coming off of screens, but South Carolina looks to trap those screens as soon as the player comes off. So again, it's making it very difficult for Martez or for Robinson to get those open looks like they normally get beyond the arc. Wilson Dubinsky draws the foul with the and one. Nice pump fake.
One shot come up.
If you are a basketball player, you have to learn that punt fake in the lane.
Stay on your feet.
Yes.
Stay on your feet.
Shot good by Dubinsky.
Play defense with your eyes first, hands second.
Easier said than done, though, Jason. If I'm going to the lane or someone's going to the lane, they pump fake, there's a chance that they may get me going up just a little bit. I may get a little bit on the tippy toes.
And that's why scouting reports are so important in player tendencies.
Yes.
See what they do best.
Kasim Watson, the 6'9" sophomore forward from Philadelphia. He shot it particularly well against Norfolk. 9 of 14 of shooting. 19 points with 6 rebounds. Last time these two teams met, he hit the game winner. Finished with 23.
Might need to hit the game winner again. The way this game's looking right now.
Exactly.
Get some excitement here for both teams. But close game first time, close game right now. So if you're a fan of both teams, you could ask for nothing more than this. Keep your team in it.
Good. On paper, statistically, both teams are similar. As Delaware State comes into this game averaging about 77 points, where South Carolina is averaging about 78 points per game. Holding their opponents to 69. Interesting to see what will happen with Delaware State. Nice kick out to Miles. Miles couldn't hit. Picked up by Jones. Jones finishes in the lane.
Right now, Jones seems to be imposing his will against the big Delaware State. They're going to have to go back into halftime and neutralize that.
And Robert Smith finally finds an opening for the 3, and he connects. Delaware State's 27, South Carolina State 28. 2 minutes remaining in the first half.
For both teams looking to just lock in and continue to do what you do the last 2 minutes. Not to give up too big of a lead either way.
South Carolina State is looking inside to Jones, who comes into the game averaging 13 points per game.
2 shots.
And McKenzie at the line shooting 2 for the Bulldogs.
Both teams shooting at about 42, 43% from the field.
As you mentioned earlier, these teams are very evenly matched. So never know what to expect with how this game is going to be a bunch of ebbs and flows with this game. And I think it may come down to the last possession. Whoever has the ball last will probably win this game.
McKenzie, a 76% free throw shooter. And he connects. South Carolina State continues in the three-quarter press. Watson up and under and finishes. Watson with 11 on today's contest. Smith able to draw the foul.
Whatever Coach Waterman said to the referees, looks like to be working. They've been getting a few more calls in the last 5 minutes of this first half here.
South Carolina State leads by 1, 30-29, with a minute 25 remaining in the first half. That was a really nice up and under by Watson.
Both teams are in double bonus. You can see the rest of the way.
Robert Smith, 70% from the free throw line. And he connects on both.
Gives the Hornets back to lead. 1 point lead. 31-30. 123 left in the first half.
McKenzie for 3. Too strong. Picked up by Newton.
Smith trying to see where he can create. The ball in your hands, the best ball handler. See what magic can make. He shakes the defender. 3, nothing but net.
You know, they say great defense but better offense, and that's exactly what you see here. Miles, even with Robert Smith with the basketball, Miles still had his hands ready to contest the 3, but Robert Smith is so great at creating and finding the shot. But Miles returns the favor as he hits the 3.
Miles says, anything you can do, I can do better. Pays him back with a 3-pointer of his own.
Delaware State 34, 32 seconds remaining in the first half. Delaware State 34, South Carolina 33. James looking to wind down the shot clock. As he kicks out to Watson. Watson, strong take to the basket. And that's one thing that Stan Waterman looks for from James. And he was able to get it to Watson. And he was able to connect. Delaware State 36. South Carolina State 33 as Delaware State is up by 3. And then on Delaware State, we see, of course, the big 3 right now, the big 2 right now with Robert Smith as well as Watson. As the second half is underway.
Smith almost lost the handle, passes back off to Robinson. Robinson looks for the cutter. Watson takes the ball, spin move to the basket, raises. Rebound by Newton. Jump ball, possession arrow, South Carolina State.
The Bulldogs still come out very aggressive in the man-to-man. They're going to have to work for these threes. Delaware State shooting at 36%.
All right, McCarty's in the second half. South Carolina State passes the ball to Zabinski.
From the three, which puts him second in the MEAC. Shot good by Jaden Johnson, the freshman from Brooklyn, New York.
All tied up at 36.
Shooting at 29% from the three. Robert Smith for the three. Off on the right. Johnson pushes. Dubinsky attacks. Picked up by Robinson as he passes it to Smith. Nice Euro step. Couldn't finish with the left.
Nice move, but bad finish.
As Johnson pushes the ball in transition just by a pass to Jones, who slams it home. Pass into Andrews. Andrews looks to get things started. A baby hook in the lane.
A hook shot is something you don't see too much anymore in the game today.
At all.
Still an effective move.
Delaware State, South Carolina State tied at 38 with 17:55 remaining in the second half. As they look inside to their leading scorer.
Andrews and Jones are battling out in the post, but Andrews gets called for the foul, just a bit too aggressive on the play. Jones gets the breather as Everett Ivion checks back in the game for.
Picked up by Newton as Robert Smith goes downhill. Nice little English.
With the finish.
You know, basketball is meant to be entertaining.
It is.
And he makes it very entertaining.
Yes, he does. Entertaining as the platinum back of these shoes here from number 5 from South Carolina State from Johnson. Man, blinded me every time he comes on the court.
Delaware State, South Carolina State tied at 40 with 17 remaining in the second half. Andrews looks to attack. And they're going to call a charge on Andrews. That's his second.
And the Oscar goes to. I think he threw his head back before he hit the ground. So
at this rate, how the
however
referees are calling, you know what? I'm going to go for the acting because the referees are probably going to go for it. Dubinsky.
Sends it back to Everett. Everett back to Dubinsky. Dubinsky trapped in the corner. Gives it back to Johnson. Johnson got it by Watson.
Dubinsky attacks. Johnson for the mid-range midi. He gets it to go. Watson continues to attack. Looks for Robinson. And
he's heating up.
He's starting to get started. It's the second half. It's his time.
He is a late game performer, so that should continue as the second half goes on.
Strong left-hand take as Johnson was able to draw the foul by Kasim Watson. There's a much height difference there.
And already 3 team fouls from Delaware State with just under 4 minutes gone in the second half. So Delaware State, you want to play without a foul, and you don't want to be in the bonus too early. giving away 3 points to the opposing team.
Especially how close this game has been. It may come down to
A free throw.
Exactly. Jaden Johnson, 81% free throw shooter.
Not at that
Misses the
moment.
second.
This is both.
Martez was able to get Johnson on his back and able to draw the foul. Possession will stay Delaware State as they take it underneath the basket.
Smith with the inbound.
They're actually switching it to the sidelines. Mitchell Taylor.
Smith breaks the double team.
Nice up and under. Couldn't get it to go, but he was able to draw the foul. Delaware State 42, South Carolina State 42. We are tied with 15:55 remaining.
If the Hornets want to recapture the lead and kind of extend the lead in this game, they're going to have to rely on the driving ability of both Smith and Robinson as they can create their own shot at any given time. And that way you force the defense to collapse. Either you can go to the line and get fouled, as you can see here, or you can pass it back out to the open three. But I think drive and kick will be the type of offense that Delaware State will have to run the rest of the game, as South Carolina State is going to keep forcing the ball inside to their big man.
Shot good by Smith. Taylor to Everett. Everett now to Krosky. Looking for McKenzie. Krosky for the three. Too hard. Last touch.
By Everett.
And it will be Delaware State basketball. You know, when I played, I didn't necessarily like games being tied majority of the game. It's really annoying to play in, but it's pretty fun to watch.
Yeah, yeah, it's always exciting for the fans when the game is close, but if you're a player on the court, you're like biting your nails, you're kind of trying to figure out what competitive edge or advantage can I get to untie this game.
Everybody wants a cushion.
Everybody wants a cushion.
Robinson able to draw the foul.
Andrews inbounds the ball to Newton. Newton looks to take McKenzie. Takes him all the way to the basket and draws the foul.
They want to compare Newton to a tight end, as if he missed his calling, but he's extremely strong.
And he may not miss his calling. I mean, you look at Antonio Gates, who went from being a star player at Kent State University's basketball team to now being elected to the NFL Hall of Fame.
Oh, wow.
And his son will be playing for Coach Jackson in the fall at Delaware State University. Antonio Gates Jr. transferred from Michigan State to play for Coach Jackson here at Delaware State starting this fall.
So it's possible. After his career here at Delaware State, it's a possibility that he can.
It's definitely a possibility.
He can get a good look at an NFL team.
You'd be surprised where athletes are found in many different sports.
Shot good by Newton.
Hornets opened up a 3-point lead. Score 45, Delaware State. South Carolina State 42. 14:56 left in the second half.
Both teams remaining in the press. Shot good by Mitchell Taylor, the 60 sophomore guard from Atlanta, Georgia.
as Taylor slipped up behind the entire wall of defense for Delaware State to get that three. You know, Coach Wooderman won't be too happy about that play.
I'm actually shocked that the referees saw the travel. It's a little bit of a shuffle of the feet. I'm actually shocked that they found that they actually seen that travel, because it was very deceptive.
You could probably call travel every play down the court on either team. That's the way the game is played now with the Euro steps and the step back. So you can probably call travel every play. You just have to call the ones that are the more obvious ones.
Exactly. Delaware State leads by 1 with 14 remaining in the second half.
There's another one that could have been called.
As they lob it to Jones. The score is so low, but again, a lot of it could just be because of the pressing slowing down each team, and it's both teams that's doing it.
Yeah, it's a defensive battle for sure. That's why the score is as low as it is, but that's okay. As long as you win by 1 more point, doesn't seem to end of the game. That's all either team's looking for.
As they look inside of Jones, Jones looking for a call, couldn't get it to go. Robinson with the hesitation, too strong, picked up by Newton.
Newton got away with pushing it back for that rebound. Refs didn't see that one. I saw it.
Can't call them all. Can't call them all.
All right. Not sure if Newton got the and one or not. We wait to see. On the floor. So no continuation. Side out.
Wilson looking for Smith as he passes to Watson. Andrews too strong.
Newton with the rebound.
As he finishes.
He had to score on that play. He touched the ball so much in the paint, he had to score on that play.
It's good to see Newton
in the scoring column this year. Dubinsky open three. The miss. Back to Taylor. Taylor swings to the man of Everett. Everett back to Dubinsky. Dubinsky looking for big man Jones is calling for it. And if you're South Carolina State, that's who you want with the ball in their hands. Your best player, your biggest player, who gets to the free throw line pretty much at any given time.
Drayton Jones is kicking himself for not being able to finish, but he still was able to draw the foul and get himself to the free throw line, where he is currently 4 of 5.
2 shots.
First
Jones
shot,
misses the
no
first.
good. Drayton Jones, he has one more. The 6'11" sophomore forward from Houston, Texas, is able to connect as he now hits his scoring average for today. 13 points per game.
Smith with the football move there to shake off the defender.
And that could be something that
back
South
to
Carolina
Gunston.
State is looking to do, trying to rush Delaware State into not the greatest decisions, which Delaware State can do at times, which is why he brings in certain players like the James or the Corey Perkins.
He's brought in Somerville to spell Andrews. Kind of put another big body on Jones. So Jones looks like he might just keep scoring the rest of the game, so you need to put big bodies on him to eat up some fouls.
A high by Lowe.
Nice steal by Robinson.
For the steal.
Lucky bounce back to
Delaware State may want to
Watson. Watson back to Robinson in the corner.
For the three, and it worked. As we said, he will start to heat up in the second half, and that's exactly what Robinson is doing. Robinson now 9 points in this contest. Time out on the floor. Delaware
Points in the paint about even, with 18 points in the paint for Delaware State and 16 points in the paint for South Carolina State. So 5-point lead for Delaware State. That would be because of the free throw attempts right now would be the difference in this game in the second half.
As well as the bench from South Carolina State scoring 18 to Delaware State 0.
That was not Brady to Moss. That was an empty play left on South Carolina State side, giving the ball back to the Hornets.
You know, with the game being so close, I'm looking at the rim. I'm looking out on the court. I see James now on the court. But what I was going to say to you is that with the game so close, I'm actually shocked that a lot of Stan Waterman's floor generals like Corey or James is not on the court. And actually, after this timeout, James has now come on the floor.
As Robinson again goes to the basket for two. As we said earlier, he's a second half scorer.
Jones able to draw the foul. Nice strong take in the previous play by Robinson. But with the game being so close, it seems as if Stan Waterman wants to make sure that they're getting good looks, executing plays, not making rushed passes or rush shots because of the scoring, because of the score.
And before that, you had a steal and a strong finish by number 4, Caleb McCarty for South Carolina State. Jones at the line, shooting his second free throw.
And he was able to rattle it home.
As he comes out for a quick breather.
Perhaps Delaware State may try to take advantage of Jones not being in.
Smith with a great save of the basketball there from going out of bounds. As James tries to slap Delaware State in the half court. Smith guarded by Kubinski. Kubinski slides his feet very well, but Smith is looking to take him. And he shoots a three.
Kubinski with great defense.
Somerville with the rebound, fights for it, back to James. James will call a new play for Delaware State.
As James looks to compose his team. With the floor general. He's able to draw the foul. Oh, wow.
Jaden Johnson has fouled out of the game.
Fouled out with 10:40 remaining in the second half.
Jaden Johnson is the starting point guard. So that's going to be a big blow to the Bulldogs as they come down the stretch.
He has been one of the key contributors for South Carolina State, pushing the ball in transition, getting it to the right hands. That's a loss for South Carolina State with 10:40 remaining in the second half as Jaden Johnson, the freshman from Brooklyn, New York, fouls out. James pulls it out. Strong defense by Taylor Mitchell.
Robinson waits out the one off and gets the foul call.
Robinson able to get the foul. Using his body well as he was looking to create a little one-on-one action.
I think with Johnson out the game now, you're going to see the guards Delaware State take advantage of whoever is in the game. South Carolina State guarding them because Johnson plays a great defense on both Robinson and Smith in the first half with him fouling out. They might have a field day the last 10 minutes and 24 seconds of this game. And Robinson steps to the free throw line.
Robinson, an 84% free throw shooter, which ranks him first in the MEAC.
When Robinson gets fouled, you can usually count both baskets from the free throw line.
And how quickly he has increased in his points. With now 14 on 5 and 9 of shooting.
Only 2 off his season average of 16 a game.
Smith with 17, Watson with 13, Robinson now with 15.
Back to Smith to McCarty. McCarty swings to Taylor. Taylor puts out in the corner to Krosky. Krosky drills the 3.
Krosky with the 3. Krosky now gets on the board. 13 minutes of play.
And the monster jam by Somerville. Nice alley-oop from James to Somerville, the one-hander, the lefty.
And that's what Stan Waterman looks for from his freshman from Bridgeport, Connecticut, James.
As that dunk got the entire crowd back into the game. You look at the replay here, the nice.
Assisted by James, the freshman guard from Bridgeport, Connecticut.
Taylor with the 1-and-1. South Carolina State. And the first one goes through. Cutting the lead to 3.
You may not get much contribution as far as for points from James, but you will get a floor general. But last time this team did meet, James had 15 points in 16 minutes.
Microwave, 15 and 16. That's nice.
Beautiful. Both players are touching the ground. It's Robinson's show. Shot good. I think he's just a second half.
You would want the ball to swing around a little bit more, but you could tell Robinson wanted that basket. So
Robinson with
he got
16.
his wish. Right, the season average, 16 points per game.
As they look inside to Krosky. Krosky's trying to draw the foul, couldn't get it, but Everett was able to pick it up. Robert Smith.
Draws 2. Puts it back out to James. James tells everybody to calm down.
He could have easily passed it to Robinson in that moment, but he did not. Foul on the shot.
Richardson in the line, sending Smith to the line, shooting 3.
Caleb McCarty wasn't too happy about that call.
I don't believe the contact was initially, it was on the follow-through. But still a foul, nonetheless.
Delaware State 58, South Carolina State 56 with 8:18 remaining in the second half. Robert Smith finds himself at the free throw line. Well, the first shot is good.
Smith now with 18 points in the game.
What are those KDs that he's wearing?
Those look like they're Pumas.
Oh, wow. Second shot good?
I think. Not sure. I need to get a close-up. I mean, I like them either way.
They seem pretty comfortable.
You know what? Those are KDs. I'm sorry. You were right.
Are they KDs?
Yeah.
See, I'm not a fan of KD, his shoes.
But those are customized, though. That's not a traditional KD4 colorway. So those are customized for sure. Yep, KDs. I look at the foot strap now.
Customized for the number 1 scorer on the Delaware State team, Robert Smith. Jones back in. Miles with the L cut.
You see Jones is back into the game as he rolls to the rim. Gets his knock out of his hands.
Watson, as he finishes in the lane, assisted by freshman James.
Krosky with the long shot.
Picked up.
Again, another pick and play. Somerville with the jam.
Somerville with the jam. His second one on today.
Somerville is one of Delaware State's high flyers.
As Eric Martin looks to gather his team.
He gathers 2 steps, slams it home for 2.
Team in the MEAC, South Carolina State by 9, 65-56, with 7:19 remaining in the second half. It's still anybody's game. As we all know, basketball is a game of runs. Dubinsky with the ball. To Everett.
This was caught no man's land. That's to pass the ball back out. I think he slid that pivot foot, but no one else saw it but me, I guess. Krosky with the good ball fake and up and under, and draws the foul.
Omar Krosky, the graduate student guard from South Carolina, comes into the game averaging about 10 points per game. Shooting about 40% from the field. He is a 69% free throw shooter. First shot good. Krosky as well kind of started off a little late.
Yeah,
both shots good.
Both shots are good. That's only his 4th and 5th points of the entire game. So slow start would be an understatement.
Robert Smith to Watson. As Robinson comes for it. James looking to collect his team.
James takes him off the dribble and gets fouled. He gets rewarded for his foray to the basket. Doesn't look to score as much, but when he does, he can put the ball in the basket. He gets rewarded for his drive with 2 shots.
James, a freshman guard from Bridgeport, Connecticut, only averages 2.9 points per game. He's shooting at 83% from the free throw line. Couldn't get the first to go.
The broadcaster's jinx. This happens at least once a game.
Shot good.
Delaware State is the lead to 8. Delaware State 66. South Carolina State 58. 6 minutes and 28 seconds left in the second half. You can see Delaware State trying to trap in the corner and a steal by Robinson, who is leader on the team with 1.5 steals a game. He's tops in the MEAC as well. And the good thing about James being in the game as a point guard, you allow both Robinson and Smith to be off the ball and allow them to just be scored. Not worry about facilitating the offense.
I like that. Now, sometimes with a Martez or a Smith, sometimes you have to be careful with, as a scorer, sometimes you just like the ball in your hands versus coming off of screens or, just you like it when the ball's in your hair and you like to be creative. So this may be a little challenging for them as well, though, just being able to shoot it off, without having the ball in their hands.
But that just shows you the complexity of Coach Woodman's offense and having the players who have the ability to play both on the ball and off the ball, which is very rare in today's game. Most players are either on the ball or they're off the ball. They're not really a combination of the two.
Right.
Taylor at the line, second free throw.
I'm looking for Smith to start heating up again. I know he likes to get the crowd going. He's definitely a crowd favorite and a crowd pleaser, so I'm looking to see him get some things started. James understands time and score, how Delaware State is up by 6 with 5 minutes remaining.
Yes, pace and space is the name of the game. Take to the basket by Robinson.
Miles for a 3. Couldn't connect. Dubinsky.
Somerville, if there's an unsung hero for the game today, it would be Somerville. His high energy, his thunderous dunks, and defensive play have been very integral to the Hornets' lead right now in this game.
Robinson for a 3. Couldn't get the friendly roll. Krosky going downhill. And they're going to call a goaltend. So they're going to count the bucket.
As the bench is screaming for the challenge, Coach Waterman said, no, that's okay. Play on, fellas.
Delaware State 66. South Carolina 62. 4:51 remaining in the second half.
Hornets play keep away from South Carolina State defenders. Back to James.
James not easily rattled, regardless of the time or score. Way to keep his pivot.
Nice move by number 3, Martez Robinson. As you said, way to hold your pivot.
Robinson with 18. 7 of 13 from the field.
And Robinson on the other end draws the charge. That's what you want from the leader of your team. The Hornets will go as far as Robinson goes this season and beyond.
Delaware extends the lead by 6, 68, 62. 4:10 remaining in the second half. Still anybody's game. The game is very close. It's important for Delaware State to understand time and score. James to Smith. Smith for the 3. Couldn't get it to go. Watson. Robinson. Robinson finishes.
Defense is the name of the game, and Delaware State has definitely picked it up over the last 5 minutes on the defensive end, sending the lead to 8 points, 70-62.
Taylor Mitchell with the 15-footer. Delaware State 70. South Carolina State 64 with 3:24 remaining in this goaltend from Delaware State, so they're still going to continue with that. So South Carolina State was 64, Delaware State was 70. Oh.
Smith breaks free. Now he's double teamed. Back out to James. James to Watson. Watson back to James. Calls up the play.
There's Robinson's show. Oh, he couldn't get that one to go. As Taylor brings it up.
Taylor has on a great pair of shoes. Still on my sneaker watch. Those are the Venice Beach Cobras there. As Dubinsky hits the 3 from the top of the key there. James gets the ball slows it down. Watson back to James.
South Carolina State down by 3 with 2:25 remaining in the second half.
If you're Robinson, look to go to the line and get fouled. Or do that.
Couldn't get the call, but he was still able to finish. Robinson now with 22. He only had 5 in the first half. Oh. Nice putback by McCarty. Timeout. Delaware State.
Just need to be steady. Open shot if you can, but make sure you drive into the lane to get the foul.
South Carolina in the press.
No need to rush. Just run your offense.
And Robinson continues to do what he does best.
Again, just drive to the basket. That's all you have to do right now. They cannot stop you on the interior. If you're driving or sliding, then you can kick out or just go up for the shot and hopefully it goes in or you get the foul call. Which is what Delaware State's recipe has been. But Krosky said, not so fast.
With the answer. Krosky now with 10 points with his season average. Timeout from Stan Waterman. His 4th season here at Delaware State. He has much improvement here at Delaware. I wonder if it's going to come down to the wire like it did in South Carolina with the buzzer beater by Watson.
South Carolina State just has to play smart basketball. Don't need to foul right away. They can. Oh, that's my point.
South Carolina State has taken. A few. I know. He has a few fouls to give.
That's the thing. I'm not giving anyone 2 shots.
Yeah.
Stopping the clock.
Somerville, a 58% free throw shooter.
Well, you found the right person.
Maybe the foul was pretty strategic.
The Bulldogs employing a hack-a-shack strategy on Somerville.
Shot no good.
Prove the work for them right now. It's only down 2 with 53 seconds left. Taylor brings the ball across half court. Gets the screen set from Krosky. Krosky now has the ball in his hands. Good defense by.
Strong pass to McCarty.
He just lost the ball.
Delaware State as James slows it down. Timeout by Stan Waterman. A 30-second timeout with 30 seconds remaining in the second half.
There's Watson on the inbound. We'll see what Delaware State draws up after timeout.
South Carolina State going for the steal. 9 seconds on the shot clock as he passed it. Lewinsky, oh! Robinson was able to get his hands on the ball. As Dubinsky, what are you doing right now with 10 seconds remaining, Jason?
Solid defense, no threes, no fouls, nothing at the basket.
I think they're going to give the ball to Jones. I think they're going to throw the ball to Jones. But Crosby But he's been hot as well. Krosky's been hot as well. 10 seconds remaining. And Jones with the 15-footer. It's good if it goes.
Overtime. Overtime. What a thriller in Dover.
Drayton Jones is 6'11", sophomore forward. It's been working.
Yes, we shall see.
Big time minutes from the freshman from Bridgeport, Connecticut. As we are going into overtime. South Carolina was going to have the tip, however, stepped out of bounds. Everett, and now the possession arrow is Delaware State.
Possession over the Hornets.
And the Hornets get the ball right back with an untimely turnover.
South Carolina State trying to keep and hold on to their second place in the MEAC.
Some confusion on the play from Watson and James. Now they're back on the defense.
Dubinsky to Taylor to Jones. As Jones draws the foul.
As Coach Littleman just smirks at the referees, trying to keep his emotions in check.
Even going into this overtime, not a lot of players on Delaware State are in foul trouble. Only Andrews and now Summersville. However, that's important simply because Jones is doing extremely well down low, and so we need some forwards and centers and big men to be able to handle Jones.
Jones knocks down both free throws, giving South Carolina State a 2-point edge with 4:45 to go in overtime.
Jones now with 19. Tough shot by Robinson, but he was able to get it to go.
Over the outstretched hands of Jones. The rainbow jumper.
Robinson with now 26. $76 in overtime with 4 minutes remaining. Still on the floor by James. Robinson to Smith. Smith for the 3. Too hard. Picked up by Jones. Nice hop step in the lane by Dubinsky. And he was able to get it to go. Looking for an answer from Robinson. Strong move. Picked up by Dubinsky, who was able to draw. Off-ball foul. .320 remaining in overtime as South Carolina State leads by 2, 78-76. Here at the Bay Health Memorial Hall in Dover, Delaware.
Andrews is fouled out of the game. That's his 5th foul.
And so that's something that you have to be careful of. Both big men were in foul trouble. Andrews now goes to the bench now, and now is replaced by Summersville. But Somerville, too, has 4 fouls. So he has to be careful.
The only other option for Delaware State is putting Belton back in the game.
Agreed. Shot good. Dubinsky now with 13. 4 of 10 from the field. A strong finish. By the freshman guard, James, from Bridgeport, Connecticut.
Strong play by James. And you want to see that from your freshman point guard. Steady the ship all game and says, no, I want to go to the basket and try to get one for myself. When he does that and draws the foul, hopefully he'll get a 3-point play.
83% free throw shooter. Shot no good. Delaware State 78, South Carolina State 80. South Carolina State comes in this game on a 4-game winning streak. Nice backdoor cut. Finished by Taylor.
That Smith got caught peeking on the other end. The defender got by him. Just a split second. Turn your head. He's already by you.
Delaware State 78, South Carolina State 82. Robinson looking for a screen as he ignores the screen, uses his body, and was able to draw the foul. Watson has been a little quiet in the second half as well as in overtime. I think there needs to be a little bit more contribution as far as points from the big men. That's where Watson comes into play, but he's been quiet in the second half.
Yeah, you definitely want a greater contribution from your big men. But with your guards scoring so well, you can kind of live that just a bit.
Yeah.
As long as your bigs rebound, kick it back out, and play good defense, you kind of live with the guards doing a lot of damage scoring wise.
Shot good. Robinson has one more. Looking to close the lead. South Carolina State 82, Delaware State 80. And Dubinsky hits from beyond the arc.
He's left wide open.
Extends the lead, 85-80. Watson couldn't get it to go. However, he finds himself at the free throw line, where he's a 77% free throw shooter. That was a big shot by Dubinsky. He has been hot this entire game. Started to heat up more in the second half. With 1:49 remaining in overtime, South Carolina State holds on to the lead, as Watson will look to cut the lead to 3. Shot good.
Second free throw good as well.
Both
Cutting
shots
the lead to
good.
3.
Delaware State just needs a stop. And they're going to call a foul on Robinson. Though he was going for the steal, he did get his hand on the ball. But while going for the ball, he happened to
It's the slap right there.
He happened to slap Everett, which now puts Everett to the line. Basket good. Everett, the 6'6" senior, forward from Columbia, South Carolina. He's only a 65% free throw shooter, but the first shot was good. He's awarded one more. No good. Picked up by Summersville. And that's who South Carolina State wants at the free throw line.
Definitely is. I want him to pass that ball out a little bit faster.
Just a little bit. Just drop it. Drop it to Robinson. He was on the ground. Just drop it to him.
Drop it.
South Carolina State extends the lead by 4. 86-82. Delaware State.
You see Robinson playing with the refs, tries to go to the free throw line for himself to shoot the free throws.
Right, right. Shot no good, as Somerville has one more. Shot good by Somerville. Cuts the lead by 3. South Carolina State 86, Delaware State 83. 1:30 remaining in overtime. Delaware State looking for a steal. South Carolina State with 15 remaining on a shot clock. A strong reverse layup by Taylor Mitchell. A quick foul by Robert Smith as he was going down in transition and lost handle of the basketball, which now puts South Carolina State at the free throw line. South Carolina State up by 5 with 54 remaining in overtime.
Shots from the 12,
Mitchell Taylor. First shot good. The 6'3" sophomore guard from Atlanta, Georgia. Shooting at 79% from the free throw line. And has 18 on tonight. Both shots good. How South Carolina State.
All right, Robinson puts the ball to James. James throws the ball to Somerville.
Somerville.
Robinson wants him to dunk the ball.
Dunk it, put it back up, do something.
Comes down to Watson. Watson drives to the basket.
Nice reverse layup. As the timeout on the floor by Stan Wonderman. Delaware State down by 5 with 44 remaining. 44 second line, so I don't know. What's your thoughts?
I'm thinking you have to go for the steal first, and then if you don't, just foul immediately.
Yeah.
And play the clock game.
And, of course, that's something that Delaware State may not necessarily want. Though they may want to stop the clock, South Carolina State is currently 80% as a team from the free throw line today.
Yeah, looks like Robinson didn't want that foul called at that time. Pleading his case to the ref. He's going to put Terrell at the line.
Taylor hits the first.
Pulling the Bulldogs up 6.
Taylor has been instrumental for today's game. Both shots good.
So now you have a 3-possession game. Hornets down 7. 40 seconds to go.
Mitchell Taylor with 20 on today when he was coming into this season, into this game today by 8. 8 points per game. Mitchell Taylor, the 6'3" sophomore guard from Atlanta, Georgia, came into this game averaging only 8 points per game. And he has 22 on tonight.
And he was a difference in the second half and overtime.
Him as well as Krosky. They both were playing off of each other. But he has been instrumental, especially at the free throw line. Another steal by Everett.
So Delaware State, after an emotional win, blowout win here last Saturday against Howard, to now lose back-to-back MEAC games and fall back in the standings. What do you think needs to be done with them going forward to kind of get out the schneid and close out the rest of the season on a good note?
I think it's easy to kind of get down on yourself, but I think because they're so competitive and they can compete with pretty much any team in the MEAC, it's just important for them to let this one go and just keep it moving. You know, they have their next game is on Monday. It's a quick turnaround. Their next game is on Monday against North Carolina Central. So it's just important for them to just kind of let this one go, as much as it may hurt, especially when their only loss was against Norfolk here at home. And they do a pretty good job of protecting the nets. However, tonight was a tough one, but they can't stay on it because they are still fighting to be in a good position going into tournament.
Smith knocks home the first free throw. Second attempt, good as well.
12 seconds remaining. South Carolina State up 94. Delaware State 88. Dubinsky gets it to Jones. Jones lets the clock play out.
And South Carolina State forces overtime and escapes Dover with a 94-88 victory in overtime.
South Carolina State University continues